Uy, umamin naman kayo kahit isa man lang.
Mr. Chair, Your Honors, 2,119 ang vacant SK sa buong Pilipinas. We have more or less 47,001 barangays pero 2,119. Hindi po kami makapag-conduct, Mr. Chair, ng special election dahil wala pong budget.
Barangay official. Pero, pag tapos na siya dapat, dito sa dagdag na 2 taon, tapusin niya na. Hanggang sa 2028. Pero kung first term pa lang siya, considered second term niya na pagtakbo niya muli ng 2020. Considered third term niya na yun pagtakbo niya muli ng 2028. So bilang. Local government code, biglang hinalal na. At doon na nagsimula ang away. Lalo na binigyan mo ng IRA. Doon na nagsimula ng vote buying sa pinaka maliit na unit, na political unit ng ating bansa na wala naman noon. Noon nga, nagtutulakan pa, nagkukumbinsihan pa na ikaw na lang, ikaw na lang. Ngayon, nag-aaway-aaway para maging
Kasi nga, inulit-uli natin nang malapit ng eleksyon. Parang katulad din nung December 1, 2025. Masyadong malapit na rin yun In fact, naghahanda na rin kami noon Ang COMELEC noon, gumastos na rin talaga ng todo-todo. Pero malapit na yung halalan na bago. Ngayon, gano'n na naman uli yung pattern. Ayaw namin kasi malagay rin sa alanganin yung ating po mga mababatas, both houses, kung masyadong malapit tapos pinag-uusapan natin. Maganda sana kung ito ay napag-usapan earlier.
24 years old. Kasi yung youth sector naman natin is hanggang 30 years old.
Nasa
Mr.
batas
Senator.
ba yun? Na paglampas na siya dun sa edad na 24, pwede pa siyang manilbihan o kailangan ba namin amyandahan yung batas?
Parang wala po sa batas, Mr.
Wala sa
Senator.
batas, ano? Ngayon, yung mga opisyal na nagbitiw, umalis, imbis na maghalal muli, wala bang rule on succession yan? O wala bang paraan para mag-appoint ng mga hahalili sa kanila? Bilang treasurer, bilang secretary na, di ba, nagpunta na ng college, nag-abroad, umalis sa barangay, may paraan ba para, sa ilalim ng batas para may humalili sa kanila sa pwestong yun?
As SK chairperson po, pwede po succession. Pero yung mga members po, kailangan po ng special elections.
Hindi members, yung mga sangguniang, yung mga members ng SK,
Yes, kagawad po.
yung mga SK kagawad nga, pwedeng by succession?
Hindi po.
Hindi.
Special elections po.
So wala sa batas yung succession na
Wala po.
mag-a-appoint. Offhand, Chair, it's cheaper, better, more efficient because you're talking of a member of the Sangguniang Kabataan only.
Sa kasalukuyan po, Mr. Chair, Your Honors, 2,119 ang vacant SK sa buong Pilipinas. We have more or less 47,001 barangays pero 2,119. Hindi po kami makapag-conduct, Mr. Chair, ng special election dahil wala pong budget. Ngayon po sinuspend natin dahil sa paghahanda sa BSKE.
So option nga magpasa ng batas na mag-provide ng succession o hindi man paraan para humirang, mag-appoint, pumili.
Yes po, Mr.
Yung
Chair.
SK
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
ng
Actually po,
papalit.
nasa Kongreso po yan. Kung gugustuhin natin na yun na lang ipapalit sa halip ng special election, ay by appointment na lamang, nasa Kongreso rin po yan.
Just for the unexpired term.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
Kahit yung extension din, Chairman, yung lumampas sa 24. Kasi kung hindi, pwede mo lang mahalal ay 18 to 19. Pag nag-elect ka ng 20, lalampas na siya kung 5-year ang term.
Although, Mr. Chair, personally, I have a serious reservation dun sa we will cut short the term simply because lumampas na po siya sa 24.
So parang chief of staff, tapusin niya na yung 3 years kung may term siya.
Dapat po, Mr. Chair, because when he was elected by the people were fully aware that this person, although 24 years of age on the day of the election, is entitled to a 3-term
So 5-year
or a 5-year,
term.
a 5-year term, Mr. Chair.
Pero kailangan pa rin ng amendment ng batas. Para maging klaro at maliwanag.
Para maging klaro at maging marigawa. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Point well taken. Maybe now hear from, in the order of your arrival, the DILG, Attorney Florentino. Does the DILG have a position paper or position on this bill?
Magandang umaga po, Mr. Chair, to all the honorable members of the committee. Kami po sa DILG, ang aming role lamang po on election ay merely coordinative. While the department exercises general supervision over LGUs, the determination of whether to postpone or reset the BSKE election falls beyond our mandate. Hence, we shall defer to the technical competence of the COMELEC and
Attorney Florentino, while I appreciate that you recognize our mandate, everybody knows that that's Congress's mandate. Not my question is, what is the position of the DILG on this matter?
kami po, Mr.
Hindi
Chair,
kayo coordinative lang. DILG nga di ba? Interior and local government. And local government includes the barangay. So may I know the position of the DILG with respect to a 5-year term, not a 4-year term, not a 3-year term?
as regards the 5-year term, Mr. Chair, the department are still conducting further review. Kung sakali man yung 5-year term na ito pang
When
Ay,
will you have a
mag-align
position? When will you have a position, sir? Hindi niyo ba narinig si Chairman Garcia? Nagsabi siya, di ba, na kailangan magpasya sa loob ng buwan ng Setyembre ang Kongreso. Kung hihintayin namin kayo, kailan pa kami magdedebate dito? I would have expected that the DILG would have a position on this matter already.
Actually, Mr. Chair, kami po sa DILG, handa naman po kami kung sakaling matuloy po ang election. In fact po, naggawa na po kami. We already directed the barangay officials.
Kindly listen, Attorney Florentino. I'm not asking if you're ready. I'm not asking for your role. I'm asking for your position. It's okay by me if they send you. What's your designation at the DILG?
I'm Attorney Tri po, Mr. Chair.
It's okay to send you as long as you can answer our questions and give the position of the department. We have no problem with Secretary John Vic not being here, not even sending a USEC or an ASEC, as long as you can state the position of the department, and that is precisely what I'm asking. What is the position of the department with respect to the proposed 5-year term as opposed to 3, 4, or 6? Pabor ba kayo o hindi?
Our initial position, Mr. Chair, we are supporting the proposed measures po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And if you can, kindly tell your superiors to submit a position paper on this matter within the week.
Will do,
Because we
Mr.
will
Chair.
be coming out with the committee report within the week.
Yes.
Hopefully, for or against this, to be presented on the floor, to be debated upon in line with the timeline of the chairman of the Commission on Elections para hindi sayang yung pera sa paghahanda pa kung ipopostpone din lang naman o magpatuloy sila sa paghahanda kung ito'y hindi naman naabot at hindi ipopostpone.
Yes,
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Attorney Florentino. Maybe hear from Mr. Alvia, sir. I read your position paper, but for the record, kindly state it as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Thank you for allowing us to elaborate on our position regarding the 2 Senate bills that were filed. So, on the postponement of the barangay and SK elections, NAMFREL opposes any measure to postpone the November 2, 2026 barangay and SK elections. The reasons offered, fiscal strain, the Middle East oil crisis, and travel costs all around All Souls Day, do not meet the extraordinary circumstance threshold the Supreme Court already has set for deferring a constitutionally scheduled elections. Now, for Senate Bill number 2387, extending the terms of barangay and SK officials, NAMFREL supports the policy behind this bill, but only with amendments. NAMFREL recognizes a genuine governance rationale for lengthening the term of the barangay and SK officials from 4 to 5 years. However, the bill also postpones the barangay and SK elections to November 2028 and grants incumbents a 2-year holdover. This is the same constitutional infirmity found in Senate Bill 2067. So NAMFREL urges the committee to decouple the two, hold the barangay and SK elections on November 2 as scheduled and apply the 5-year term prospectively to the officials selected in that exercise. Those are the 2 positions, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
I just have one question, sir. Do you agree with 5 years instead of the current 4?
The term, again, the term should be determined by other factors, As mentioned already by the SK representative, there are preconditions also, Extending the term does not guarantee all of those reasons of improving efficiency or delivering of basic services or doing their job.
Let me correct you, sir. My bill does not extend. My bill fixes. I didn't cite the oil crisis. I didn't cite budgetary considerations. It was in the first bill, postponing. So we're not extending, we're fixing. So my question is, what is the position of NAMFREL with respect to a 5-year term? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Do you want it longer? Do you want it
Yeah.
shorter?
I think 5 years is enough. Because you also have to consider also the other terms of the local government officials who has a fixed 3-year term. So magsasapaw yan.
Now, just on that point too, if 5 years is good enough compared to the current 4 or the previous 3, your position is to decouple it and file a separate bill on fixing and simply continue with the elections in November.
That's correct, sir.
So it's like, for me, the way I look at it, it's like postponing the right thing for a future time. So in other words, magsisimula yung 5 years sa 2026. Yun ang sinasabi niya, di ba?
Yes.
Ang problema sa postponing for 2026, bahagi po yun ng fixing ng term para hindi na muling ipopostpone kasi pagdating ng 2031, sabay na naman ang election. Magbibigyan na naman ng Kongreso ng dagdag na, hindi ba?
Yeah.
Ngayon, kung kinumpute nyo kasi, again, why postpone doing the right thing? Di ba? Kung tama yun, kung maganda, kung maayos, wag na natin pagpaliban. Gawin na natin ngayon, agad-agad. Dapat nga, kahapon pa eh. So kapag ginawa po natin yan ngayong taong ito, matagal-tagal bago magsabay sa parehong taon ha, pag binilang po ninyo. I don't know who is a math wizard here who can give the permutation. Oo, kung sisimulan natin ng 2026. Pero kung sisimulan natin ng 2028, matagal-tagal kung every 5 years bago tumugma muli sa eleksyon ng national o local ang barangay elections. Na nakita natin, kung titingnan natin ang kasaysayan, Secgen Alvia, tuwing natataon na nasa parehong taon ng local elections at national elections, doon pinagkakainteresan na i-postpone eh. Yun yung unang makalintal decision eh, hindi po ba?
That's correct.
Kaya nagbigay ng guidelines ang Supreme Court kaugnay sa pag-postpone. Pero kung ngayon po natin sisimulan, medyo walang dahilan ng Kongreso muli. Nandito man ako o wala na. Na muling baguhin yung term o i-postpone uli. Pero kung gagawin po natin yan ng sisimulan natin ngayon, sabay na naman po yan ng 2031 eh. Hindi po ba? So baka magkita-kita ho kayo uli o tayo uli. Hindi ko po alam. Kaugnay ng parehong issue. Yun lamang naman po ang concern ko doon sa pagpapaliban. Sinubukan namin i-address yung dagdag na 2 taon sa pamamagitan ng pagsabi na ito'y bilang term ng isang barangay official. Pero pag tapos na siya dapat dito sa dagdag na 2 taon, tapusin niya na hanggang sa 2028. Pero kung first term pa lang siya, considered second term niya na pagtakbo niya muli ng 2020. Considered third term niya na yun pagtakbo niya muli ng 2028. So bilang. Kung graduate na siya, kung second term na siya, considered third term niya na to. At hindi na siya pwedeng tumakbo sa 2028. Kung graduate na siya dapat, extended talaga siya. So, iba't ibang sitwasyon ang kakalabasan para patasin natin.
Yeah.
Para yung mga ex-kapitan at kagawad o ex-kagawad na gusto magkapitan, may nakuha din sila kahit pa paano. Hindi puro benepisyo ng extension lang kung sakasakali na epekto ng pag-fix ng term.
Yeah.
Attorney Rosette from Lente. Sir, your position and your comment on this bill?
Thank
Then
you
we'll
very
have the NYC.
thank you very much, Mr. Chair. No, Lente actually also opposes this
Do you have a
legislative.
position paper, sir?
We will submit our position paper, Your Honor, within the week.
Yes, sir. Within the week, sir.
And just couple of reasons, justifications for our opposition. First, the legislative measure so infringes upon a fundamental right. The fundamental right is really the right of the people to choose their own leaders. No? Secondly, since this is a fundamental right, any legislative measure will be subject to strict scrutiny. And this was enunciated in the opinion of Justice Singh, no? in the consolidated petitions. So the question is, whether the current justification for the legislative measures justifies the infringement of the fundamental right of the people, and really also the constitutional policy to conduct regular periodic elections and constitutional policy on making elective officials accountable. So, and that's the perspective of Lente. We don't believe that it does, Your Honor. I mean, there is sufficient justification for that. So, and that's the position of Lente, Your Honor.
Sir, I read the Makalintal decision, the first and the second one. Justice Singh did not say strict scrutiny. He said postponement is an exception to the rule. Meaning generally elections should be held, meaning as a form of democratic exercise. But in the guidelines that they enumerated, he makes mention of postponement not being illegal, but being an exception to the rule.
Yes, Your Honor. Since it's an exception to the rule, then the application of that exception should be very strict, Your Honor. So again, that's our belief, Your Honor.
I respect that, sir, but that applies to the first bill on postponement. Nowhere in the first Makalintal decision does it speak of fixing the term, which may have the natural effect of postponing the upcoming one, yes. But that was distinguished in the second Makalintal decision when the fixing of the term was the one that was at issue. Therefore, the guidelines or the exception will not apply because it is not postponement. I know it's a very thin line, but it is a very thin legal line that the Supreme Court itself drew.
Yes, Your Honor.
I see the point of Secgen Alvia when he said we should decouple. But that is within the wisdom of Congress, whether to couple or decouple, as long as we are following the constitutional guideline of having one subject matter contained in the bill. And the subject matter of this bill is fixing, and it is in the title of the bill. Although the natural effect will, of course, be to postpone the upcoming one. Yes, Attorney Rosales.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may read, no? So the logical conclusion in the future is that Congress may simply choose to defer, postpone, and delay the people's right to suffrage in the guise of term-setting laws. Now, Your Honor, if I may also add, no, there's this thing called the relative unconstitutionality. So all laws are actually examined in the context of the facts wherein that law was actually passed. So now, this is actually there was already a postponement before, Your Honor, of the BSKE elections. And now we will delay based on term setting. And now there will be another term or fixed term setting law, which will again deprive of the people of their fundamental right to suffrage, Your Honor. So that's the position of Lente, Your Honor.
If you look back, sir, just for the record too, ewan ko kung sino sa inyo nakaabot ng panahon, ako hindi ko inabutan yun, na hindi hinahalal ang barangay officials. Yung Kapitan Del Barrio, sinong nakaabot nun? Kahit, uy, umami naman kayo kahit isa man lang. May panahon ang Teniente Del Barrio ay hindi hinahalal. Hinihirang lang, ina-appoint, pinipili, o nagkakataon lang na siya yung tumato, hindi ko na alam, hindi ko nga inabutan eh. Tapos, nung inimbento yung local government code, biglang hinalal na. At doon na nagsimula ang away, lalo na binigyan mo ng IRA, doon na nagsimula ng vote buying sa pinaka maliit na unit, na political unit ng ating bansa, na wala naman noon. Noon nga, nagtutulakan pa, nagkukumbinsihan pa na ikaw na lang, ikaw na lang. Ngayon, nag-aaway-away para maging eh. There was a time na gano'n naman dati. And number two, sir, since you sat, although you arrived a little afterwards, although the good chairman of COMELEC discussed the amount of money they've spent thus far, I have not asked any question with respect to savings. I have not asked any questions about kung magagawa yon o hindi, kung ano matitipid natin, because that is not the issue of this bill. No mention has been made of the Middle East crisis. No mention has been made of any crisis, in fact, since we started. It's just a question of whether it's 3, 4, or 5. And as a practical consideration, historically, as I said, if we decouple it, 2031 sabay na naman at asahan mo ho. May congressman palagi o may senator na magpa-file. Babaguhin na naman yung term para lang mag-comply sa Supreme Court decision dahil sabay na naman eh. But if we do it now and set it at 5, it will be about last time I checked, hindi na ako nakatuloy ng third decade, 3 dekada bago pumatong sa parehong taon na may local at national elections ang barangay at SK elections. So hopefully that will insulate it from any further tinkering by Congress with the intention of either fixing or the real intention, as you say, maybe for some, of simply postponing the barangay elections. So we're trying to make do with what we have, actually, quite frankly, at 10%. But I do appreciate your position and comment on the matter. Maybe hear from Director Serrano of, PP Servicer?
Yes po. Maray na aga po, Senator Cheese. Yes, I'm from Legazpi City and from Pilar, Sorsogon. Yes. So, 4 na punto lamang po,
Yes, sir.
Senator Cheese, kung mapapayagan.
Sir,
Una po, yung paghahanda po ng COMELEC, gano'n din ang PPCRB ay napakalalim na. Marami na yung talagang umaasa na matutuloy na po yung ating halalan sa November 2. At kaakibat nito,
marami rin ho nagdadasal na hindi matuloy.
alam ko po,
Halos pareho lang.
alam ko po. Yung position na po namin. Pero kaakibat din nito na ang paghahanda na po na ito ay napapalapit na. Kung hindi po ako nagkakamali ay 34 na araw na lamang bago yung unang araw ng pagpa-file ng COC mula ngayong araw na ito. Pangalawa po, yung kung pag-uusapan naman natin ay yung nabigyan ba ng sapat na panahon yung Liga ng mga Barangay at our present barangay and SK officials din, ay nabigyan na po sila ng sapat na panahon dahil sa ito po ay napagpaliban na last year. At ito ay in-extend nga dahil sa nagkaroon tayo ng fixing the term limit to 4 years. Hindi pa nga ho natin nasusubukan yung 4 years eh. Pero and meron na tayong panukala na dagdagan pa na 1 taon. Kagaya nga rin po ng nabanggit ko sa House of Representatives. Pwede naman ho talaga ito pag-usapan. Wala ho tayong pinag-uusapan doon kung mas maigi yung 5 years over the extension of 1 year to 4 years. Pero hindi pa ho natin nasubukan yun eh. Pero yung halalan po, papalapit na. Napakalapit na po. At marami na rin po sa mga gustong kumandidato ang naghanda na talaga ng sobra-sobra. Pangatlong punto po, yung pong ating pinagmamalaki lagi na ako nga, lagi ko rin pinagmamalaki ito bilang bilang Pilipino, pinahalagahan natin yung ating karapatang bumoto, pinahalagahan natin yung demokrasya, binibigyan natin ng pansin yung ating elect na mga opisyales mula barangay hanggang pataas. At dito po nagkakaroon ng magandang mandato yung ating po mga namumuno sa atin hanggang sa barangay. Kaya nga maganda rin sana na huwag naman natin na payagan na i-extend pa uli dahil sa resulta nitong pagbabago uli ng term from 3 to 4 and then ngayon to 5. Pwede naman ito pag-usapan kahit na ituloy natin yung eleksyon sa November 2. At yan po ay susuportahan po namin. Pang-apat po at panghuli, gusto natin din pong sabihin din dito na ayaw natin na isipin ng taong bayan na nung tayo ay nag-postpone because of the new term limit, ay binigyan ng pag-sang-ayon ng taong bayan. Pero ngayon kapag ginawa uli natin yan, baka hindi na po yan magiging positibo. Maaring negatibo na po yung magiging idudulot nito kasi nga inulit uli natin eh. ng malapit na eleksyon. Parang katulad din nung December 1, 2025. Hindi masyadong malapit na rin yun eh. In fact, naghahanda na rin kami noon eh. Ang COMELEC noon, gumastos na rin talaga ng todo-todo. Pero malapit na yung halalan na bago. Ngayon, gano'n na naman ho uli yung pattern. Ayaw ho namin kasi malagay rin sa alanganin yung ating po mga mababatas, both houses, kung masyadong malapit tapos pinag-uusapan natin. Maganda sana kung ito ay napag-usapan earlier. Hindi ho magiging negatibo ang impact. Pero pagka masyadong malapit, yun po, bilang tulong rin na rin namin sa mga mababatas natin, ayaw natin ilagay sa alanganin na ang pag-uusap na ganito masyadong malapit na sa araw ng halalan. Kung ito ay pinag-usapan sana natin earlier, pero hindi na natin po may ibabalik yan, kaya nga ang aming pong suggestion ay pag-usapan natin ito, even matuloy yung ating halalan. Hindi naman po natin talaga pinipigilan yung Kongreso para makapag-isip ng mas mga magagandang mga panukala. Ang atin lang pong ay parang hindi na ho maganda yung timing. Napakalapit na po. Alam niyo po sa pag-uusap natin ngayon, marami na ako nakikita sa social media na mga nagkakaroon na ng mga aspirants orientation or mga COC filers orientation. Ang dami-dami na. At hanggang aabot yan hanggang sa mga first or second week of September. Ang dami-dami na. Marami na ngayon mga naghahanda na, nagbubuo na ng mga teams. Pero tapos ito pinag-uusapan natin. Hindi ho maganda talaga yung timing. Gustuhin ko man sana na maibalik yung panahon na sana pinag-usapan natin ito mas maaga-aga. Pero pwede naman natin itong pag-usapan pagkatapos. And I'm sure yung mga nabigyan ng pagkakataon na ito ay na-postpone, huwag naman ho sana natin sagadin pa ng another postponement ng malapit-lapit na sa halalan. Pagpaumanhin niyo po kung medyo parang nagbigay ako ng suggestion sa ating mga mababatas. Pero yun po yung amin pong nais na maituloy po yung ating halalan sa November 2 at pag-usapan natin muli yung pagseset ng term limit to 5 years or even 6 years kung gustuin talaga ng Kongreso. Maraming salamat po. Just Mabalos.
Siring Mantabi, salamat rin. Yung mga kandidatong naghanda na po dahil huli na, tulad ng sinasabi niyo, ano pong ginawa nilang paghahanda? Nagbuo ng ticket, sabi niyo. Nagpa-orientation. Hindi niyo binanggit na nangampanya na, gumastos na at tumataya na. Hindi ba mas yun?
Yeah, sa katotohanan po, hindi ko lang po yun binabanggit kasi nga hindi natin po yun in-encourage. Pero dahil sa hindi pa po sila kandidato,
Hindi pa bawal, di ba?
hindi pa bawal.
So,
Opo.
Sir, look out po nila yun eh. Gumagawa sila ng isang bagay na illegal at bawal, kayo na po mismo nagsabi. So, kung magpasaman po ang Kongreso, bagaman apeke na baga ang panahon. Kawalan man po nila yun, hindi naman po natin dapat maging responsibilidad yun. Dahil hindi nga po di na dapat ginagawa yun eh. Hindi po ba?
Opo. Kaya nga hindi ko po yung binanggit eh.
Pero yun yung realidad sa ground. Yun yung rason kung bakit maaaring may magtampo, magalit dahil nagastusan na eh. Nagsimula na eh. Umikot na eh. Namigay na eh. Pero sa kabilang banda, wala naman pong masama na magbigay ka sa kapwa mo. Kung may personal ka mang interest na para boto ka nila pagdating ng barangay elections at postpone man yan, hindi na mababago doon. Nakatulong ka na sa kapwa mo. Hindi po ba? May kalamidad man o wala. So, hindi ko po ituturing na mabigat na konsiderasyon kung sakasakali na sila'y nagastos na o nasakta na dahil late na nga po pinag-uusapan ito. Okay lang po yun. At least nakatulong sila. Marami tayong mga pag-ulan, bagyo, pagbaha nito mga nakaraang linggo. Di maganda na maraming nagmamalasakit. Hindi po ba? Tumakbo man o hindi, matuloy man ang halalan o hindi, at least nandun po sila.
Tama po.
May now recognize I see Councilor Rodriguez, sir.
Good afternoon, Senator Escudero. Good morning.
Make known to
Yes.
this committee your position.
Yes, I am Councilor Mary Rodriguez, La Liga ng mga Barangay President of Quezon City. Good morning, Senator Escudero. Good morning, Senate President Gatchalian, and good morning, Senator Lapid. Before you allow me to give the official position of official statement of the National Liga ng mga Barangay, dear Senator, I've been a barangay captain for 13 years, and I experienced two extensions, so to speak. No, yung dalawang termino ko po, 5 taon. We have to understand po, ang barangay po ay hindi po katulad ng LGU. Wala po kaming security ng tenure ng mga empleyado namin. Ang kagandahan lang po nung nangyari sa 5 years na nakuha namin o nagawa namin, the government spends a lot of money, mapa-national at mapa-local, sa pagte-training ng mga empleyado at kawani ng barangay. Sa unang taon pa lang po ng pag-upo ng mga bagong halal na opisyal, pag-appoint ng mga bagong empleyado ng barangay, ginagastusan na po yan ng LGU, ginagastusan na po ng Senado. And may I also emphasize, 5-year comprehensive development plan po ang hinihingi sa amin ng DILG. Kung kami po ay magsisilbi ng 3 o 4 na taon at 5 years yung hinihinging comprehensive development plan, paano po pag hindi po kami pinalad at nahalal ulit? Palit, yes, or na-graduate. Palit ng treasurer, palit ng secretary, palit ng tanod, palit ng BHW, palit ng mga daycare teachers. So in short po, lahat po ng ininvest ng gobyerno doon, pag hindi po pinalad yung punong barangay na mahalal ulit, sayang na po yun ulit. Kasi of course, the new barangay captain will be bringing in their own people. So yun po yung naobserbahan ko sa difference between 3 years and 5 years. And I think it will be greatly advantageous to the government. Lalo na ngayon po, napakarami po nating mga panukala at mga hakbang na ginagawa para mapabuti natin ang kalidad ng serbisyo ng mga barangay, the Magna Carta, and hopefully ma-update din po natin yung local government code pagdating po sa barangay, yung mga katarungan pambarangay law, sana po ma-update na rin, no? Kasi medyo due na rin po yun. Sa akin po, on a personal note, regardless, it's not for selfish reasons, pero I think 5 years would be the least suitable time frame for the term of a barangay official. Kasi po, at least consistent siya sa mga mandatong binibigay ng national government, ng DILG, na 5-year development plan. And at the same time, nasusulit po natin yung ini-invest na training ng ating gobyerno, mapa-LGU or national. So, Mr. Senator, if you will allow me to read the statement of the National Liga ng mga Barangay po. The Liga ng mga Barangay sa Pilipinas, speaking on behalf of the country's barangays, respectfully manifests its position in favor of a consolidated measure fixing the term of office of elected barangay and sangguniang kabataan officials at 5 years and establishing a definite election should corresponding to the schedules corresponding to that term. The barangay is where the government first reaches the Filipino people. It is where families seek assistance after calamities, residents report threats to peace and order, children receive nutrition and health services. Disputes are amicably settled and national and local programs are translated to actual public service. In moments of difficulty, the barangay hall is often the first door open, which are people knock. The local government code accordingly recognizes the barangay as the basic political unit and the primary planning and implementing unit of government policies, plans, programs, projects, and activities in the community. Barangay officials enforce laws and ordinances, preserve peace and order, respond to disasters, support health and social welfare programs, undertake development planning and budgeting. and serve as the immediate link between the people and the government. These responsibilities require continuity and institutional stability. Newly elected officials must organize their administrations, complete mandatory training, assess community conditions, consult residents, formulate development and investment plans, prepare budgets, undertake procurement, and coordinate with implementing agencies. Programs must then be implemented, monitored, corrected, completed, documented, and properly turned over. A substantial part of a shorter term may therefore be consumed by organizational transition and preparations for succeeding elections. A 5-year term provides a more realistic cycle within which barangays and SK officials may plan, implement, complete, and account for their programs. It reduces disruption from frequent electoral transitions and allows officials to concentrate on public service while preserving the people's right to elect their leaders at definite and regular intervals. Senate Bill number 2387 supplies the permanent institutional basis for this reform by organizing that effective barangay service depends significantly on the stability and capacity of barangay governments and their officials. Senate Bill number 2067 provides a complementary record concerning economic conditions, voters' access, election logistics, registration, crisis response, and continuity of basic services. While the bills propose different transitional dates, their consolidation may establish a coherent 5-year structure supported by a substantial and objective legislative record. Prevailing fuel, passenger freight, transport, electricity, communications, security, and equipment costs materially affect a nationwide election. These conditions influence the same uniform deployment of electoral boards, ballots, supplies, security personnel, and election equipment. They also affect whether workers, students, low-income families, the residents of island, upland, remote, and geographically isolated barangays can practically return to their registered precincts. The present November 2, 2026 schedule also coincides with All Souls Day and the nationwide movement of people. Barangay officials, tanods, health workers, emergency responders, traffic personnel, and sanitation workers are ordinarily deployed around cemeteries, transport terminals, public roads, and populated areas during this period. May I also emphasize, Mr. Senator, ito po yung panahon na inaasahan nyo at tatanggap po kami ng sangdamakmak na order from the ILG to secure public spaces or public areas during this time, November 2. Kung tayo po ay nagko-conduct ng halalan sa mismong araw din na yon, sino pa po ang magbabantay ng mga sementeryo natin kung lahat naman po ay busy sa halalan? So this may pose a significant security risk on that very day. And sino rin nga naman ang boboto, no? Kung nasa sementeryo lahat. So, yes. So, holding the BSKE on the same date would divide the personal need for public safety, election assistance, emergency response, sanitation, and peace and order. The Senate may likewise consider voter registration and transfer, the absence of internet or absentee voting for the BSKE, voting center readiness, operational demands upon COMELEC and partner agencies, separation from the regular Bangsamoro parliamentary election, and the uninterrupted delivery of barangay programs and public assistance. The constitutional basis of the measure is direct. Article 10, Section 8 of the Constitution expressly provides that the term of office of barangay officials shall be determined by law In its 2025 en banc ruling in Makalintal versus Senate of the Philippines, the Supreme Court affirmed that when Article 10, Section 8 of the Constitution granted Congress the power to determine the term of office of barangay officials, this express grant necessarily carries with it the power to determine when the determined term begins and when it ends. Once Congress fixes a 5-year term, it must necessarily determine when the term commences and terminates, and when the successors must be elected. The corresponding election date is therefore not separate from the term, but it is the means by which the new statutory cycle is implemented. A 5-year term is neither novel nor constitutionally excessive. Congress previously prescribed 5-year terms under Republic Act number 6653-8524. Ends 8524. Statutory policy has moved among these 3, 4, and 5-year terms as Congress reassessed the requirements of grassroots governance. Republic Act number 12232 presently provides 4 years and was upheld in the Makalintal 2025 as a valid term-setting law. Even if the more exacting postponement guidelines in the Makalintal versus Commission on Elections in 2023 were applied by analogy, the proposed consolidation would remain constitutionally defensible. The next election would be fixed by law rather than indefinitely deferred. The interval would correspond to the 5-year term. Succeeding elections would occur at regular and predictable periods. The objectives are legitimate. And the public-facing and verifiable, and the electorate would retain an effective opportunity to vote. The measure would neither cancel the elections nor grant incumbents a new mandate. Continued service must remain subject to removal or suspension for cause. Kami naman po, kung talagang hindi kami nagsisilbi ng maayos sa aming barangay, at incidental lang po maire-reset po ang eleksyon, marami pong legal na basihan na para maalis po sa pwesto ang hindi nagsatrabahong maayos na barangay official. The transition should count as 1 term. 3rd term, incumbents should remain ineligible for the same position. The holdover should end upon the election and qualification of successors. The proposed reform concerns the stability of the office, not the personal benefit of any incumbent. The 5-year term belongs to the institution and must remain accompanied by definite elections